औज़ुबिल्लाहि मिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम अज़ीज़ तालिब इल्मों, हमने अपने पिछले लेक्चर में एक अमली तौर पर इदारा कायम करने के बारे में बात की और उसमें उस इदारे में जो खुसूसियात होनी चाहिए उनके बारे में हमने पढ़ा, क्योंकि किसी भी महकमे, तंजीम या इदारे में कुछ इनबिल्ट या उसके अंदर मौजूद औसाफ और खुसूसियात का होना उस इदारे की कामयाबी के लिए नागुज़ीर होता है। तो हमने कोशिश की कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा अहम से अहम जो औसाफ हैं उनका तज़किरा किया जा सके। वैसे तो हज़ारहा रिक्वायरमेंट्स, ज़रूरियात खुद ब खुद हमारे सामने आती रहती हैं। इस लेसन के दौरान हमने जो आखिरी 2-3 पॉइंट्स डिस्कस किए, एक मरतबा फिर आपकी यादाश्त के लिए मैं उन्हें मुख्तसरन दोहराना चाहूँगा। हमने कहा कि इसमें बेहतरीन इर्तबाती राब्ते होने चाहिए। द प्रपोज्ड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन मस्ट हैव एन इफेक्टिव सिस्टम ऑफ कोऑर्डिनेशन। फिर हमने कहा कि इट मस्ट बी हैविंग एंटीसिपेटरी कैरेक्टर, कि इसको आगे की तरफ देखने की अहलियत होनी चाहिए। इसमें इट मस्ट बी equipped with futuristic vision, and then we said, of course, it should be research oriented. इसमें तहकीक का मुस्तकिल और लगातार जारी रहना बहुत ज़रूरी है। उस रफ्तार से भी ज़्यादा जिस रफ्तार से हमारा आज का दौर गामज़न है। तो बदलते हालात का तकाज़ा यही होता है कि उसके साथ साथ बदलने की बजाय हम थोड़ा उससे आगे हों, ताकि वो मसाइल जो हमें पेश आ सकते हैं वक्त से पेशतर हम उनका कुछ ना कुछ बंदोबस्त करके रखें। हमने आखिरी बात जो की थी वो फैसला साजी की थी, डिसीशन मेकिंग, एंड आई हैड स्ट्रेस्ड ऑन दैट दैट डिसीशन मेकिंग is a difficult process, but you just cannot avoid it, as everything depends on effective, better, realistic and practicable decision. अब ये सारी बातें हासिल करने के लिए हमें किस तरह का वजूद चाहिए उस इदारे का, और उसमें क्या क्या ज़ैली इदारे हों, या उसकी ब्रांचेस आप कह लीजिए, या उसके कंपोनेंट्स कह लीजिए, या उसके हिस्से आप कह लीजिए। The words that we have used, they're just for your education and just to make you understand, but they're not a divine word. Of course, we need to improve each and everything with the passage of time. And also, dear students, now we are towards the culmination of our course. हमने अभी तक जो कुछ पढ़ा और जिन मराहल से हम गुजरे, उस सारे का मकसद ये था कि उसका कोई अमली नतीजा बरामद किया जाए जिसको अपनाकर, जिसको बाकायदा वजूद में लाकर हम उन मसाइल का हल तलाश कर सकें और उनको मैनेज कर सकें जो हमें पेश आ सकते हैं, जिसे हम क्राइसिस कहते हैं या जिसे हम बहरान कहते हैं। आज हम उस इदारे के खदो खाल के बारे में, उसकी तंजीम और तश्कील के बारे में बात करेंगे। Remember that all nations of the world, all countries of the world, they have their own systems to run the nations, to run the administrative policies, supply policies, taxation, or geographical division, etc. सिर्फ नाम तब्दील होता है या एक पॉलिटिकल सिस्टम तब्दील होता है, चीज़ें वही होती हैं। बट ऑल दैट, वट एवर इट इज एंड वेयर एवर इट इज, इट एम्स एट इफेक्टिव मैनेजमेंट एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ द कंट्री। सिर्फ नाम की तब्दीली होती है। अब उसकी कई सतहें होती हैं। Likewise, as you would see in an industry, in a factory, in a multinational company, या तो हम horizontally study करते हैं चीज़ों को, vertically study करते हैं चीज़ों को, और इन दोनों से ही हमें सबक भी हासिल होता है और इन दोनों जानिब ही हमें मूव करना होता है और इनको मद्देनज़र भी रखना होता है। एक बात और जो बड़ी अहम है, आप हर काम के लिए एक नया अदारा शायद तश्कील नहीं दे सकते, इसलिए कि एक इदारे को मुनज़्ज़म करना, एक नया अदारा तश्कील देना खालिस्तन हर काम के लिए, there will be no end to it, and we have to see lot of constraints also, financial constraints, manpower constraints, administrative constraints, governmental, public level and private level constraints. So best policy क्या होती है कि जो हमारे existing इदारे या सर्विसेज पहले से मौजूद हैं, उनके अंदर बहुत गुंजाइश होती है कि उनको बेहतरीन तरीके से इस्तेमाल करके इन इदारों के लिए भी इस्तेमाल किया जाए जिनकी हमें वक्तन फ़वक्तन क्रिएट करने की ज़रूरत पेश आती रहती है। Now, crisis management organization is also one of the same kind of organization which doesn't need altogether new infrastructure, altogether new facilities, altogether new recruitment, etc. But we can judiciously make use of our existing organizations, departments, facilities, and services, and that will make our job easier. Number two, you have to follow some sequence and some pattern in order to ensure that all those characteristics or features or qualities that we had expected to be present in the organization, we get them. So the best way is to move vertically and then horizontally. The vertically means raising the level, and horizontally means expanding your base wherever you are without raising the level. Ab, we have to respect the system that's going on in the country, of course, that is based on tremendous experiences, law, formulation of various policies, etc. So they need to be respected, and they need to be incorporated, and also they need to be used respectfully, और उनसे मैक्सिमम बेनिफिट जितना लिया जा सकता है वो हम ले सकते हैं. अब हम ये नहीं कर सकते कि हर जगह पे एक छोटा सा आज़ाद क्राइसिस मैनेजमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बना दें. दैट्स नॉट पॉसिबल, इट्स नॉट प्रैक्टिकेबल, इट्स नॉट वायबल. So we have to go through the same system and follow the same pattern as our national, administrative or policy pattern falls. So हम ये कहाँ से शुरू करेंगे? मैं आपको एक और छोटी सी एग्जांपल देना चाहूँगा ताकि आप बेहतर तरीके से अंडरस्टैंड कर सकें. And you better note it down also. This is very important. When we say vertical level, now I'm coming to the concept, theoretical level, as well as the management or the operational level. So on the top is our national policy. To implement the national policy, number 2 comes the strategy. वो हिकमत अमली जिसको इस्तेमाल करके हम अपनी पॉलिसी के वो मकासद हासिल कर सकते हैं जो उसमें हमने डिफाइन किया है. Now after the strategy, once you have chalked out a strategy, एक हिकमत अमली आपने तय कर ली है, then comes the operational strategy. कि ये जो हमने पॉलिसी बनाई थी और उसके लिए हमने जो हिकमत अमली बनाई थी, अब उसको अमली तौर से कैसे लागू किया जाएगा. And after this operational strategy, then you have the implementation level. Now implementation level means कि आप अब उस सतह पे आ गए हैं जहां आपके पास पॉलिसी भी है, स्ट्रेटजी भी है, ऑपरेशनल स्ट्रेटजी भी है, वसाइल भी हैं. अब आप इन सारी चीज़ों को किस तरीके से इस्तेमाल करेंगे. एंड आफ्टर दैट देन कम्स द ऑपरेशनल लेवल. अब वो फिजिकल, वो अमली सतह आ जाएगी जहां आपके बुलडोजर्स काम कर रहे होंगे, जहां लोग बिल्डिंग को कंस्ट्रक्ट कर रहे होंगे, जहां रोड बन रही होगी. नाउ दिस इज द प्रैक्टिकल लेवल. सो दैट्स हाउ वी मूव. नाउ पॉलिसी is on the top, so it has to be first and it has to be taken care of. And what's the source and status of the policy? It has to come from the national level. It's decided at national level by the people who have been assigned this task or who are responsible for this. So when we talk of the crisis management organization, we also have to start from the national level, and then our second level is provincial level, and then we have the divisional level, and then the district level, and tehsil level, etc. And this will be a chain which will be very well linked, and it will automatically get assistance in guidance, in coordination, in cooperation, in provision of resources, in management, in administration, and in all those facilities, in a nutshell, what we need. Of course, there will be certain places where we have to place the specialists. There will be certain vacuums where we'll be needing new resources. Those can be either pulled up from different places or some other strategy can be worked out in order to acquire those resources. So the job will be made easier. At many places, you will get the platforms already available to you. Let's see what possible departments or components of this organization we should have at national level. Just look towards the slide. It says a suggested model, and then it says national level. यहाँ मैं ये बात आपको वाज़ेह करना चाहता हूँ कि ये एक सजेस्टेड मॉडल है, ये एक तजवीज़ किया गया मॉडल है, and such like models, although they are functioning in many countries of the world, it doesn't have any hard and fast rules. It is just to teach you and put you mentally more wise to understand these things. So national level पे हमें इस मुजव्वज़ा या तजवीज़ किए गए मॉडल में क्या क्या चीज़ें रखना चाहिए, क्या क्या हिस्से होने चाहिए, what all components of this organization we must have at the highest level, which we call is the national level. Now the first component, if you look towards the slide, it says the headquarters. Well, headquarters is a controlling point, a controlling authority, and is the ultimate controlling point where all the things from top to bottom and bottom to top are coordinated, decided, disseminated. The policy comes from here and strategy comes from here. So ये जो हेडक्वार्टर हर जगह पे होता है वो किस लिए होता है? दरअसल that headquarter serves the purpose of that telephone exchange which we referred in our previous lecture. वहाँ पे तमाम किस्म की एक्टिविटीज़ को हम कोऑर्डिनेट करते हैं. अगर कोई प्रोविज़न है, we want something, the provision will come from here. If some change in the policy is there, will be fed from here. If we want to follow some new policy, that will be disseminated from here. And this headquarter is also meant to keep the check and balance. कौन क्या कर रहा है? Whether the law segments are the subordinate organizations which are part of this organization, are they delivering the goods? Are they doing the job? Or also to keep seeing their deficiencies and also keep guiding them. So they have tremendous task. You see, if there's some problem at provincial level, at district level, at the C level, they always have to look up. वो अपने से ऊपर की सतह पे देखेंगे और वहाँ से अगर उनको बाकायदा राहबरी, रहनुमाई और वसाइल की फ्राहमी नहीं होती तो फिर मज़ीद मसाइल जन्म लेते हैं. और हेडक्वार्टर्स का ये मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट काम है. एंड द सेकंड थिंग इज that what all performance has been done, that is piled up, it's recorded in the headquarters, and everything is available, what all this organization has been doing, for what it was organized, what it is supposed to do, where has it failed, where has it succeeded. So to put it in very simple words, headquarter serves as parental organization component of this body. यहाँ से वो सारी चीज़ें जो हाईएस्ट लेवल से हमें मिलना चाहिए वो मिलेंगी और वो अकाउंटेबिलिटी जो होनी चाहिए that will also be ultimately finishing here. It may start from here also. So headquarters have a difficult job to perform, because the man who is heading this organization he's heading this headquarter also, he also has to be answerable to someone and accountable to someone, and he can only reply back, answer back, or ask for various things or resources if he knows what all is happening from toe to top. So he's fed that. What other things should we have at national level? First component we finished with, we call it a headquarters or headquarters. The second component, look towards the slide. It says coordination wing. Now, you will feel as if we are repeating the things. In fact, it's not that way. We are repeating the things, but we have made your job easier. आपको अब बात समझने में आसानी होगी, क्योंकि वो खुसूसियात जिनका हमने बात की थी, अब हम जब इसको इस इदारे की तश्कील कर रहे हैं, इसको हम मुनज़्ज़म कर रहे हैं, ऑर्गेनाइज कर रहे हैं, हम असल में उन्हीं चीज़ों का ख्याल रख रहे हैं. सो हमने एक टॉप लेवल की गाइडेंस का सोर्स भी क्रिएट कर दिया और अकाउंटेबिलिटी का भी. और दूसरे नंबर पर नेशनल लेवल पे एक कोऑर्डिनेशन विंग कह लीजिए आप इसको, यू मे कॉल इट अ कोऑर्डिनेशन डिपार्टमेंट, यू मे कॉल इट कोऑर्डिनेशन सेल, बट दिस फॉर्म्स पार्ट ऑफ द नेशनल हेडक्वार्टर. इसका काम क्या है? Now they don't have one department to deal with or to interact with or to seek assistance from. आप जब क्राइसिस मैनेजमेंट के लिए मैदान में आएंगे, कदम आगे बढ़ाएंगे, या आपका ये मकसद होगा, तो याद रखिए कि उसमें किसी एक आध महकमे की बात नहीं होगी, किसी एक आध पोर्टफोलियो की बात नहीं होगी. It will not be 2 or 3 departments. No. There'll be so many departments, there'll be so many places, so many people who will be even inducted right at the required time also. इन सब के दरमियान राब्ता कायम करना किसका काम है? To guide, to task, and to administer and lead to the proper place. That's a difficult job, and that has to be first of all done from here. Remember, as we said, the policy and strategy, and then we came to operational strategy. It all has to trickle down from this headquarter downwards. जब तक यहाँ coordination नहीं होगी, तो नीचे at the lower level, wherever the crises are, that department or that organization will be just blank. उनको समझ नहीं आएगी कि उन्होंने क्या चीज़ कहाँ से लेनी है, and ultimately a chaos will prevail. So ये इस सतह पे एक बाकायदा और फ्लॉलेस और इफेक्टिव कोऑर्डिनेशन के लिए ये विंग होना चाहिए जो मुसलसल कोऑर्डिनेशन करता रहे, उसके कॉन्टीजेंसी प्लान्स भी हों, उसके पास पूरी इंफॉर्मेशन भी हो, व्हाट हैज़ टू कम फ्रॉम वेयर, इन व्हाट क्वांटिटी, इन हाउ मच टाइम, एट विच प्लेस. Answers to all these things they must possess with them. So first of all, they will coordinate, and then once they have coordinated, what's their next job? Of course, they have to convey it to the concerned people, to the lower level, or where the need has been felt. Just go to the slide. It says information / instruction dissemination. Now this is another component, a suggested component of this organization. Once the coordination has been done, now this has to be conveyed, or wherever the crisis management process is going on, or it is expected, those people are supposed to be kept in picture, minute to minute and second to second. लम्हा लम्हा की खबर, इत्तलाआत, warnings, whatever comes to the knowledge of this highest headquarter, they are supposed to disseminate it downwards. अब दूसरी बात यह है कि यहाँ जो इसका लेवल है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का, we expect that big brains and especially policy-oriented people are sitting. As we said, there is source of guidance also for the subordinate organizations. तो यहाँ से हमने दूसरा लफ्ज़ इस्तेमाल किया, instructions और orders. तो जो कुछ ऐसी चीज़ें होती हैं जो लोअर लेवल पे हमारे इल्म में नहीं होती, but they are very essential and they are very important to manage such like problems. So they are the people who are going to give us that information and pass us the instructions sometimes when at low level we are likely to go wrong, or we are going wrong, or we are not perceiving the things correctly, or we are not seeing the level of threat as it can escalate to. So immediately, now this process is going continuously and simultaneously side by side. यहाँ आपको ये तसव्वुर नहीं होना चाहिए कि पहले कोऑर्डिनेशन होती है, फिर इंफॉर्मेशन पास होती है, फिर आगे डिसीजन होता है. It's not like that. Here, everything goes simultaneously as mechanics of an engine, and then the engine starts running and running the vehicle. So lack of information, improper dissemination of information, or lack of instructions also makes the subordinate organization paralyzed or incapacitated. They don't work. So that's why this wing has to be there, and it's a very important component. Let's see what could be the next possible component at national level of this organization. Analysis wing and data maintenance, or you call it analysis and data maintenance wing. ये सारी ही चीज़ें जो खुसूसियात हमने पहले डिस्कस की थी, उसमें हमने इनका तस्करा किया था. अब यहाँ पे अगर लोअर लेवल से लोग एनालिसिस भी कर रहे हैं, डेटा भी मेंटेन कर रहे हैं, तो वो कहाँ जाएगा? Will it stay at your tehsil level, your town level, or that geographic boundary where something has happened? It will be of waste. It must reach the top level also and become the history, the record, evidence of the past, and a guideline for future. तो ये एक एनालिसिस विंग जो यहाँ हमने कहा, और एक डेटा मेंटेनेंस, दोनों काम इसमें होंगे. Their job is also simultaneously keep analyzing whatever has happened in the history, whatever is happening today, and whatever can happen tomorrow. And also when the crises are in progress, when the crises are there, उस वक्त भी इनका ये काम होता है कि ये साथ साथ इस बात का तज्जिया करते रहते हैं कि हमने जब ये एक्शन लिया तो इसका ये नतीजा बराबर हुआ, जब हमने ये स्टेप लिया तो इसका ये रिजल्ट निकला, इसमें अच्छाई क्या थी, इसमें खामी क्या थी. दैट इज़ व्हाट एनालिसिस इज. ये बहुत जिम्मेदारी का काम है, और फिर साथ साथ आप डेटा भी मेंटेन करते हैं. You say that crises were of this level, but the resources which we sent in terms of manpower, in terms of security, in terms of feeding the people, in terms of evacuation, in terms of saving the life and property, in terms of finances that had been planned, they were enough or they were not. You know when the crisis occur कि आप कितनी आबादी के लिए, कितनी टेरिटोरियल जगह के लिए कितने दिनों के लिए एक क्राइसिस प्रिवेल की और उसमें आपने क्या क्या वसाइल मुहैया किए और उनमें आपको किस किस जगह पे डिफिकल्टी आई या किस किस जगह पे हमने रिसोर्सेज को वेस्ट किया. दे वर नॉट रिक्वायर्ड बट ब्लाइंडली एज अ ड्रिल और एज अ प्रोसीजर और एज अ रूटीन वी जस्ट पास द ऑर्डर्स एंड द थिंग्स वेंट देयर. ये इनका काम है और यही डेटा और यही एनालिसिस मुस्तकबिल में हमारे लिए रहनुमाई का बायस बनते हैं. एंड वी ड्रॉ tremendous benefit from them. The next point is watch wing. Maybe this name is appearing very strange to you, or this word is appearing very strange to you. But remember that if the things are not supervised, if they are not watched critically with a very keen, eager and responsible eye, there is always likelihood that things will go wrong. जो शख्स जहां भी काम कर रहा है उसे ये एहसास जरूर होना चाहिए in the back of his mind or in his feelings. He must always feel that he is being watched, his efficiency is being watched, his capability is being watched, and he has to be answerable to that. Otherwise, slackness, negligence, and sometimes staying away by design, by intent, by purpose, or intentionally, it's quite human nature, though not applicable to everyone. There are wonderful people who, even without being watched, they do their business and they do their job and they deliver the goods also. But this watchwing means they are the people who keep an eye on everyone. They are not policing, but their basic aim is to see if something is going wrong somewhere in the coordination, in dissemination of information, in passing the orders, in creating the resources, and then knowing all these things, wherever some slackness is occurring, they feed to the headquarter where the coordination is carried out, and ultimately then a cycle is built and faults are rectified wherever they are existing. Their job is not to become the bosses or the boss around, or as I said, policing. No. In fact, keeping an eye that the operation is being conducted very smoothly, or if something is wrong somewhere, to point it out, and if some deficiency is existing, to let the appropriate people know that deficiency is existing over there, and if some new thing has happened, a new turn has taken, or these crises have taken, they are supposed to inform and keep the people in picture so that whoever is concerned, he takes a decision. That's where as this watch wing is concerned. And now let's see the next one. It says communication wing. And remember, in our lecture, we talked about the importance of communication. We should have duplicate communication. Now, communication is a very small word, but it has got a very vast regime as far as its connotation is concerned. Communication means a word by your mouth. It means a letter written by you. It means a fax initiated by you. It means a telephone call. It means face-to-face conversation. It means a press release. It means staying in picture about the whole thing, wherever, whatever is happening. So, this communication wing, they have to do a lot of job. First, they have to ensure that the communication system is functioning to its best efficiency, effectiveness. And the sources that we have, they are being utilized in a very judicious and respectable manner, and no failure occurs anywhere. Now, they also watch all the communication components down to the lowest level. They deal with them and they take care of them. They also help them in overcoming their problems, and they also keep them moving. So they keep them updating in terms of equipment, in terms of policy, in terms of additions, subtractions, or if the things are rendered obsolete, or if some new things are required. It is their job, which is again of a very vast canvas. Because without communication, you are just deaf and dumb, and ultimately dull, and you will not be able to perform. So now we'll not discuss this in greater details. Of course, you'll find it in your instructions book, but you must not undermine the importance of the communication. And for this particular purpose, we have this communication wing. Let's see what's the next point. The next, it says media. A very commonly used word, very interesting word, but today the vehicle of the information is media. The media also has got many faces and many facets, many dimensions. Broadly, you must have studied in many subjects. We have the print media and electronic media. And the business of media is to give and disseminate information to the people as much as they can, as soon as they can. They also are a check. So they also need to be fed. But there are certain things which one has to keep in mind. It's a very, very sensitive affair to deal with the media. A lot of comments are passed about the media. A lot of controversial opinions are there. A lot of apprehensions and reservations are there. But the fact remains, on the other hand, whereas a wrong information disseminated by the media can create problems for you, on the other hand, the correct feeding of information to the media can tremendously help you to overcome the crisis which you otherwise can't overcome. देखिए, ये हमारी कैपेबिलिटी नहीं होती कि हम हर घर में, हर गांव में, हर शहर में, हर मोहल्ले में जाके लोगों को बताएं कि नहीं, ये ऐसा बहरान नहीं था कि जो पूरे मुल्क में फैल जाएगा और बहुत सारे लोगों को अपनी लपेट में ले लेगा. मिसाल के तौर से हमने अगर ये बात करनी है, ये थोड़े से वक्त के लिए एक महदूद जोग्राफियाई इलाके में आया और ये 6 घंटे या 8 घंटे प्रिवेल करेगा और उसके बाद ख़त्म हो जाएगा. Now if you start sending this message yourself, you cannot do it possibly, even in months together or even in years together. You cannot print it in your own newspaper every day. That's a huge setup. They have their systems, dissemination of information, and their printing and their reporters and their headquarters. And it is so much of infrastructure and paraphernalia that every department cannot have its own media. So we have to bank on the media. Well, I'm not trying to tell you the complications. It's a very, very simple affair. It's their job to keep the people informed and posted. And they do it. Now it's your job that people are correctly informed. They are realistically informed. They are told about the ground realities. They are told about the facts, and the fictions and apprehensions and the comments do not prevail upon the realities. अगर आपने खुद मीडिया के साथ गुफ्तगू न की, न गुफ्तगू से मुराद ये नहीं कि आपने फेस टू फेस ही गुफ्तगू करनी है, जैसे मैंने अभी प्रेस रिलीज का नाम लिया था, या फीडिंग इंफॉर्मेशन टू द मीडिया. आप अगर खुद फीड नहीं करेंगे तो देन द मीडिया रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स will have their own observation, they'll have their own speculations, they'll have their own apprehension, or nobody can assure, nobody can guarantee that the gentleman or the person who is reporting a particular incident is very well qualified, is very honest, is very unbiased, is very big specialist, or he may be having all these qualities and he may not be having. So the doubt will always prevail, and his job is also to ask maximum questions. So you have to be available for replying the questions, for clearing the doubts, for doing whatever you are doing, you need to tell them. ये आपका काम है, खास तौर से क्राइसिस मैनेजमेंट में, कि आप खुद इमीडिएटली मीडिया को इन्फॉर्म करें, इन राइटिंग, in the shape of a press conference, or in any other shape that you feel like, but you should be very quick and very fast to tell them the true thing which you want to convey to them before they break a news according to their own choice or according to their own apprehensions, or maybe information, and one can go wrong. इस काम के लिए it's not everybody's job, as everyone is not specialist of all the subjects. So we have properly trained people, we have properly educated, experienced people who know how to deal with the media. Remember that media creates revolutions. Media can play up many, there are many sources in the world who even try to mislead, because there are certain policy objectives. And when you are in crisis, you must also know that it's not only you who is affected, or it's not only your people, or it's not only your country that's going to give reaction. As we don't have, none of the countries, none of the persons in the world is free of opponents. So opponents, or maybe the vested interests elsewhere, they can also hijack the event and give an own input which supports their objectives, not our own objectives. अब इस काम के लिए, जैसा मैंने आपसे कहा कि हमारे पास वो लोग मौजूद होने चाहिए जिनका ये शोभा है, जिनका ये काम है, जिनको इसका तजुर्बा है, वो इससे गुजर चुके हैं, and they know how to inform the media, how to face them, what is to be fed to them, how should they be informed, what's a press release, and how it is required to be worded. अब ये बड़ी सादा सी बात है कि how it's required to be worded, लेकिन ये बड़ी अहम बात है. हमने बैलेंस्ड इंफॉर्मेशन की बात की थी अपने प्रीवियस लेक्चर में. तो अगर एक प्रेस रिलीज को आप ठीक तरीके से उसकी वर्डिंग नहीं बना सकते और उसमें कोई ना कोई लकूना छोड़ देते हैं unconsciously, because you are not a person who is having this particular skill, So that very small little thing can create ultimately problems for you. So have this wing, let's call it media wing or media cell, and their job is only to keep informing and feeding the media, keep correcting if some misinformation is being quoted, and ensure that disinformation by design is also checked and stopped, and keep correcting and keep updating. And on the other hand, keep a very close eye and watch on the media also. All types, newspapers, television channels, internets, periodicals, people, conferences, etc., etc. So, आज हमने जितनी भी गुफ्तगू की उस सब में सारे लेवल्स जो हम डिस्कस करेंगे ये एलिमेंट्स उन सब में शामिल होंगे, लेकिन जब हम लोअर लेवल पे जाएंगे तो कुछ चीज़ों में थोड़ा सा फ़र्क भी आएगा. आप देखेंगे कि यहाँ हमने आगाज़ से जो बात की, सबसे पहली बात हमने की कि एक हेडक्वार्टर होना चाहिए. हेडक्वार्टर इज़ द सुप्रीम अथॉरिटी which has information about everyone, which can feed everyone, put them right, provide them and hold them accountable also. जब हम लोअर लेवल्स पे जाएंगे तो लोअर लेवल्स पे भी ये एक हेडक्वार्टर हमारे साथ मौजूद होगा, because without headquarter no organization can function effectively. It has to have a head of the family and then the family has to function effectively. हमने दूसरी बात की कि कोऑर्डिनेशन विंग, तो कोऑर्डिनेशन भी सारे लेवल्स पे मौजूद होगा. हमने बात की इंफॉर्मेशन एंड इंस्ट्रक्शंस, ये दो मुख्तलिफ चीज़ें हैं. एक तो आप वो इंफॉर्मेशन पास करते हैं जिसका ताल्लुक़ है उस बहरान से, और हिदायत जिन्हें हम कहते हैं इंस्ट्रक्शंस को या ऑर्डर्स को, आप वो अहकामात जारी करते हैं जिनसे उस बहरान के ऊपर आप काबू पाना चाह रहे हैं. And that is within the parameters of the policy, of the national policy and the strategy that has been chalked out in order to overcome those crises. फिर हमने analysis wing की बात की and we talked about the data maintenance. ये बहुत ज़रूरी है, और अगर हम ये मेंटेन नहीं करेंगे और कॉन्स्टेंटली एनालाइज नहीं करेंगे तो विल नॉट हैव एनी आर्सनल विद अस. हमारे पास वो ज़ख़ीरा नहीं रहेगा जो हमें मुस्तकबिल में भी काम दे सकता है. देन वी हैव अ वॉच विंग एंड अ कम्युनिकेशन विंग एंड एट द एंड आई सेड मीडिया विंग. अब मीडिया को ये सारे लोग जो हैं, ये जितने भी हमने विंग्स की बात की, ये सारे उनको सपोर्ट करते हैं. दे फीड दम एंड देन बेस्ड ऑन रियलिटीज़, based on the proper evidence, the media quotes the things, and that ultimately helps you in managing the crisis. But in case they are left free or they're not provided with any information, then as I said, the speculations will prevail. तो अज़ीज़ तालिब इल्मों, आज हमने एक अमली तौर से वजूद में लाई जाने वाली ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का एक सजेस्टेड या प्रपोज्ड मॉडल पढ़ा, और उसका हमने नेशनल लेवल में उसमें क्या क्या मौजूद होना चाहिए उस पे हमने बात. अब आपने महसूस किया होगा कि जब हम हाईएस्ट लेवल ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को तश्कील देते हैं and we decide about its components, that is very, very important. Why? This is really the stem of the tree. ये वो शजर है जिसके साथ फिर बाद में आपने शाखें भी बनानी हैं, फूल भी बनाने हैं, पत्ते भी, एंड अल्टीमेटली इट्स फ्रूट आल्सो। तो याद रखिए कि कौमी सतह पर जो इदारा हम तश्कील देंगे वो जितना इफ़ेक्टिव होगा, जितना वेल ऑर्गेनाइज्ड होगा, जितना वेल इक्विप्ड होगा, जितने वेल ट्रेन्ड लोग होंगे, जितने वेल एजुकेटेड और डेडिकेटेड लोग होंगे, वही रिफ्लेक्शन आपके लोअर लेवल्स पे जाएगी। इफ द टॉप लेवल sleeps, everyone will sleep. If the top level remains awake, everyone will remain awake. वहाँ से अगर एफिशिएंसी नज़र आएगी तो नीचे खुद ब खुद एफिशिएंसी नज़र आना शुरू हो जाएगी। Why? Because two words that we talked about, you should always keep them in view as far as the headquarters are concerned. They are supposed to provide guidance, and on the other hand, they have the authority of accountability also. ये वो दो चीज़ें हैं जो नीचे वाली सारी ज़ैली तंजीमों में या ज़ैली इदारों में एक तो जान बख्शती हैं, दूसरा उनको इस बात से कॉन्शियस भी रखती हैं कि इफ़ दे डोंट परफॉर्म द जॉब इवन आफ्टर द क्लियर कट पॉलिसी एंड इंस्ट्रक्शंस एंड प्रोविजन ऑफ resources, then somebody is seeing them also, and they are answerable and responsible to be answerable to someone as well. लिहाजा जितना अच्छा, effective, well managed, integrated, outshining and smart headquarters we will have, our subordinate organizations will also be like that. ये हमने बात की थी कौमी सतह की। अब कौमी सतह पे जब हमारे पास एक इदारा मौजूद है, now we are in a position to create the subordinate organizations also and keep trickling down with the levels or the administrative levels that we have in our country. इसके बाद हमारा कौन सा लेवल आता है? The other levels or the second level is the provincial level. जब हमने एक इदारा कौमी सतह पे तश्कील दे दिया तो दूसरे subordinate organizations or departments we have to create at provincial level. अब provincial level में तकरीबन यही चीज़ें मौजूद होंगी। उनका लेवल प्रोविंशियल सतह का होगा, सूबाई सतह का होगा, लेकिन हो सकता है वहाँ हमें कुछ और चीज़ों का इजाफा करना पड़े और कुछ चीज़ें जो हमें हेडक्वार्टर्स के या नेशनल लेवल पे जिनकी ज़रूरत होती है, वी मे नॉट बी रिक्वायरिंग दम एट प्रोविंशियल लेवल और द लोअर लेवल्स। हम अपने अगले लेक्चर में प्रोविंशियल लेवल या सूबाई सतह और फिर उसके भी नीचे ज़ैली इदारों की बात करेंगे कि उनके पास क्या होना चाहिए, उनकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन क्या होनी चाहिए। As far as this lecture is concerned, we have talked about the composition, components, and organization of a headquarters at national level, which is the base of this organization. I'm sure you must be clear about this concept. For this lecture, I say Khuda Hafiz to you. Inshallah, we'll continue with the organization in the next lecture. Allah Hafiz.